All right, ladies and gentlemen, how we doing? How we doing? I got crickets in here right now. Let me get that out of there. It's Halloween. Got to keep that going. Oh, the dream sequence. We may hit that a lot today. Maybe a little bit of that. Maybe, but maybe what else we got? There it is. Yes. There it is. Well, welcome to Montez at Midday. I'm your host, Dre Montez, and it is what I like to call Fist Pump Friday, Fired Up Friday, Fireball Friday, Fried Chicken Friday, Free Fall Friday. But I got a feeling things are going to get a little bit weird today. We're being brought to you by a title sponsor, the Weed Squad St. Louis. Feel free to visit those guys. They're located 8088 Watson Road. Or do yourself a favor and visit www.dremontez.com. Hit that sponsor link and get a complete listing of all of the sponsors. But it is Fist Pump Friday, and you know we got to do high fives, chest bump. Let's hug this thing out. We're getting all over the place. We're hugging it all out. Yes, we are. We're multitasking here. You know, we got different cameras going because I'm still into the experimental phase of giving you a quality production show. But here we are on this Fist Pump Friday. And I would like to add go cards. Congratulations, Tammy Holland. You go, girl. She got a key to the city, y'all. She got a key to the city, y'all. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you have not heard, it's what I like to call everybody be quiet. It's Libra season. It's Libra season, kids. There you are. Yes, it is. If you got a promotion and you got today off and you really buying around the shots and lunch for everybody, let a brother know. Let a brother know. But congratulations. If you're closing on a house, congratulations. If the kids are coming home for the weekend, make sure you get that man socks out of the room that don't belong there or that woman underwear at the bathroom. I'm just giving you a heads up if the kids are coming home. But most importantly, it's Friday, kids. It is Friday. Lots to talk about. We got an interesting thing going in Major League Baseball here for Cardinal Nation, Cardinal fans. Go Cards. What up, Big Red? We have a doubleheader in Chicago. And anytime we play the Chicago Cubs, things go crazy. I'm talking, we could hit 7 home runs in 1 inning and still win the game 7-6. Things of that nature could happen. Errors made by people that would never make. Just things happen when we play the Cubs in Chicago this late in the year. And of course, we got college football. NFL Sunday. And just the absolute pandemonium that it's closing time, it's fall year, and it's Libra season. But as I mentioned the other day on the show, I got to get something off my chest about the babies out here. I'm worried, guys. What I mean by that, if you have a kid that's very smart, doing things you never thought you could do, achieving things academically that is going to be like mind boggling on the opportunities for stretching the academic measures when it comes to education with this child. And also on the athletic side, things could be happening that are way out of your hands. It's okay to get help if you don't know what you're doing. You're about to be put in a position that could jeopardize your child's future as well as your relationship with your child if this thing is not done right. Now I want to speak to the kids out there. Look at me. Look at me, kids. Look at me. I know you want to get out of a bad situation, but all of the documentaries that tell each and every athlete that are trying to do things on their own does not work out well. I know it seems as everybody is out to get you, trying to take from you. Don't understand your struggle. You're just trying to do better for yourself and your family and possibly protect a family member, a brother or a sister, even your mom or dad. But you don't know everything. Find out what you're about to get yourself into. If you do not understand the responsibilities of an academic scholarship or an athletic scholarship, please find out the difference and what the role is. Get somebody involved that's not trying to take advantage of you, him or her, of the situation. This message is brought to you by Dre Montez on Fist Bump Friday, here with Montez at midday. Good people. Okay, I got that off my chest right there. High school fans, in college fans, in NFL fans, only am I speaking to right now. You guys have got to stop fighting each other. You're on the same team. I don't condone fighting, but fighting, you're fans of the same team and you're fighting. What point are you trying to prove here? This lets us know that it's more than about the game. That means y'all must be Eskimo brothers and don't know it. That could be the only case, but if your first time checking in, you can follow us through several forms on social media. On Facebook, we have a page, as well as Instagram. Who's to Blame the podcast, Twitter at W2B Trey Montez. And you can also follow us on YouTube. We have a page on YouTube, Trey Montez. And yes, we have a podcast, Who's to Blame. New episodes done weekly. You can go to Who's to Blame, wherever you get or listen to your favorite podcast at. But just in case you want to get there quicker or faster or straight to the point, just go to www.dremontez.com and you'll get a link to everything that we're affiliated with, all of the podcasting spots where you can listen to our latest episode and also find out a little bit about this wild Navy guy right here. I appreciated the reboot of the Wonder Years. I thought that's an interesting twist. Interesting to open up as the pilot first episode. Good job. The live show done by the Connors. Hey, okay. All right. We're stepping outside the box here. We're stepping outside of the box. Before we get into it, I'm a Navy man, proud Navy man. But until 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with a visibility disorder. I have something called LHON. Either way, I'm legally blind. And technology moving forward, everything has gotten smaller and smaller. You go out to eat, the menus have gotten smaller and smaller. It's so dark in there. People into the pointing phase. Then they want to tell you to download the menu. No one has a large print menu anymore. And I get what you're saying. Use your phone, use the magnifier. Aha. You said the keyword of magnifier. They're the worst ever for low vision people of America. You've created all these other great things out here, Apple and who else out there? The smart car, all these different things have been done for us technology moving forward. Can we do something technology savvy for the low vision people? A phone that's just for us. It's already built into the visibility that we need. Already built in. Wide enough screen. We don't have to blow nothing up. Now we can see it the way it needs to be seen. Can that get done? Please get back to me. You got to do what you got to do, right? That's what everybody is saying, that you got to do what you got to do. Well, last night, if you paid attention to college football and the NFL, we learned a whole lot of things on people doing what they got to do. The way App State ended that game, somebody's under investigation if laid some cash on that game last night. Carolina Panthers, now that they've lost, don't know how long McCaffrey's going to be out. But last night, we learned a whole lot about the Houston Texans and the Carolina Panthers. That second quarter was the most interesting part of that game to me. It looked like Sam almost turned into Sam that was with the Jets in that second quarter. Don't make the game so hard for yourself when you're new to the game. You may hear all these different comparisons. He reminds me of this guy. He throws like that guy. He has a keen throwing motion like this person. Believe in what you know you can and cannot do and manage the game. On the Houston Texans side, Tyrod Taylor's out. But everywhere he's been, every time he gets hurt, somebody gets a starting job. Everywhere he's been. Just it's crazy. It's crazy. But Houston, They learned something as well. If they get somebody on the offensive side of the ball that can match that defensive intensity, they can possibly compete with a 9-8 record or an 8-9. That smells and senses a little bit of a wild card, and that crazy to me. But our Cardinals are taking on a much harder task as they're doing a doubleheader today in Chicago. Let's wish our Redbirds well. It's not the fact that they have a 12-game winning streak going in this. It's the way they've been winning these games. It's like they really did close the door and players only had a hard talk. Somebody turned the chair around, turned their hat on backwards, and leaned in forward and had that conversation. Like in the movie Stripes with Bill Murray, when Sarge leaned in and said, all right, why'd you drive? Why'd you join? That type of conversation. When we're opening up, let's get this shit out on the table and let's go. It shouldn't have to be the media's getting involved, writing these crazy stories. The fans are saying ungodly things you never heard them say before. It shouldn't be up to us to push you, put our foot in your ass to get it going. I don't think it came to that, but I like the way this team has turned around things and the way they've been winning games. That game yesterday against Milwaukee kind of pissed me off. First inning, mind my own business, multitasking, you know, watching a new Ted Bundy movie, A Game, watching the Cardinals game. And lo and behold, the first inning, Wayno walks the bases loaded, gives up a grand slam. If you haven't given up a grand slam before in your life, you're not human. That's not what pissed me off. Look at the celebration. Look at the way they act in the dugout. You'd have thought it was in 1982 and probably Cecil Cooper, Ben Ovey, or Gorman Thomas did something spectacular yesterday. But in fact, that didn't happen. And the way Wayno exited the mound, going into the dugout, the look he gave his teammates was like, shit isn't over with yet. Sometimes you got to rise up to the occasion. You have to rise up to the occasion. Speaking of rising up to the occasion, we know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is like Saturday. College football, watch, do what you have to do, don your school colors, do the thing tomorrow. Tailgate early tomorrow morning. War Eagle. Do whatever you have to do. Gator chomp, dot the I, whatever. Boom, whatever you need to do. But tomorrow's college football. Watch Party Central. As a Florida football Gator fan, I finally let go my displeasure of what happened last week. Because here's what would have happened. If Florida would have won and I'd have won that money, I'll still be missing right now. So, I think the best thing that ever happened was me not winning that money and Florida losing. But I saw something in my football team that reminded me of days of yesteryear. It reminded me of the good old days when 1-5 got on that field and you had no question in your mind, we're going to win this damn game. We're going to play harder than we've ever played before. I had that feeling last week as we were playing Roll Tide. It did not go our way. I blame the coach still. We outcoached Nick Saban that whole game into those last 3 plays of the game. It was it was in disbelief. I think I rewatched that game 5 times. I couldn't let it go. Some things I can't let go, but now, the day before then, I'm gonna let it go. So I do understand now. I've let it go, and I'm gonna move forward. So here are the games that I will be watching tomorrow on college football Saturday watch day. Don't lay any cash. I'm not picking no winners. These just the games I'm gonna be watching. Entertainment value only. Georgia Tech at Vandy. Mm, mm, mm. This game was really, really fun when Calvin Johnson was in college. Shout out. Notre Dame, the Golden Domers at Wisconsin, and I do believe they're playing at the Bears Stadium. Who's going to that? Who's going to that? Up next, this could be the one that's talked about on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, just because of what's on the table. Texas A&M is playing Arkansas or Arkansas, depending on where you're living at, what part of the world you are living at. I got Arkansas all day in this. I, I'm feeling something pretty special with this Arkansas team. Like back in the days, they had, I don't know, maybe Matt Jones as a quarterback. Ease his pain, Razorback Nation. Ease his pain. Up next, I got Clemson and NC State. See, Clemson not is really giving you that threat as in years past. NC State kind of smells an opportunity right now. Things could get intense in Raleigh tomorrow. Got Tennessee at my Florida football Gators. Uh-oh. Coach, you have a whole lot of explaining to do for me from last week. I want us to get straight to the point. Stick with the game plan. Go with your gut. Don't go to nobody else. Don't look into the stands. Do not wipe your forehead and wipe your mouth at the same time and put the headset back on and make a call that we all knew at home you're going to destroy. Just go with the gut feeling. This is Tennessee. We need this victory tomorrow. Go Gator Nation. And the other big game I have on the docket, drum roll, please. We don't have that device yet, but it's coming, okay? The WV in Oklahoma. Boomer, Sooner. West Virginia. Been a fan since the days of Major Harris. Mike Fox. Huh? Come on. Come on. West Virginia, Will Greer. When he left Florida, I had to find him. So I adopted West Virginia in football. And we already know that Manning is going there. Shh, don't let everybody know that there's a Manning on the way. There's a Manning on the way. And they play Oklahoma. Wow. Tomorrow could get intense. I don't think as intense as last week. Should have been. Could have been. Damn it, it should have been. Last week, I still should be out of the country celebrating somewhere. But my friends would have had a whole lot to explain to their jobs, family members, closest relatives. I mean, they'd have had a whole lot to explain. Where have you been for a week and a half? I was with Dre Montez. I'm writing a note for everybody. That would have been one of the greatest experiences that no one will be ever allowed to talk about. Because I tell you what, you signed an NDA to hang out with this. He ain't talking about shit. I've seen too many videos on the internet that just goes the worst way of a good intention. The greatest intentions, how do you end up in jail? And you started out when you go back to the beginning and you're saying, sitting in the jail cell, like, how did I get here? And you reflect the moment. It's like watching the movie Memento. You got to be old enough to get that right there. You got to be old enough to get that reference right there. All right. Anybody in NFL hitting the panic button yet? Where you at? Huh? Shout out to the NFL, by the way. I'm liking these pregame stadium introductions. I don't know if you paid any attention to these things. I appreciate the details of the game that you're giving me while sitting at home. I appreciate the surprise cheerleader shots, especially last night. Incredible job, cameraman on camera B. I'm up here giving cameraman shout outs like I really know what cameraman was. I don't know. When I was looking at TV, it was right there. It was right there. That's all I'm saying. But going into week 3, the conversation and the verbiage that's online in different groups online is mind-boggling. I'm not talking about fantasy football talk. By the way, great job for the fantasy football team that we have with Montez at Midday. Who's to blame? Sponsored by Tower Pub on Morgan Ford. These guys are getting at it in this league. They're getting at it. Keep it up, guys. But that's how everybody's hitting the panic button. I don't think anybody in the league this early needs to be really hitting the panic button. Maybe there are some questions of concern. What are our intentions? We knew coming into the draft, if we didn't attack what we needed in the draft, we would be in this situation. Pittsburgh Steelers. You got to go into the draft. It has to be like a wants and a need situation. It's like when you in advertising and you trying to find a client and you have that sit down meeting with the client. It's what they have a needs and analysis list. And you break it down on how to get them there what they need. And that's ideally what a draft is like. If you look at the draft board, you know what's leaving: retirement, free agency, trades, or whatever. You already know what's coming back and what's leaving. That maybe, that question mark. Now let's add on to that. How many teams don't do that or follow that simple formula? Amazes me. And then when things go awry, everyone wants to point a finger. Well, who told you to draft 5 quarterbacks in 2 years? Somebody got to protect them. Somebody got to protect them. That's all I'm saying. It's like watching people play Madden for the very first time when Madden only had 8 teams on it and they had no NFL licensing at that time. And it was on the Sega system. The games I'm looking forward to watching this weekend in the NFL, nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. Not so fast. The Redskins. I think the Redskins learned a valuable lesson after last week. Let's prove we're really that good. Maybe Buffalo needs to wake up after that game 1 loss to a game to this day. I don't know how they lost that game. I've watched that game 7 times. I don't know what happened. I have no clue what happened in that game, but I'm watching that game for sure. Next up, got the Bears and the Browns. You got the Bears fans. Calm down. Calm down. It's not 1985. I get it. Bears fans. Bears fans may lose their mind. Do you people know what's going on in Chicago this weekend? You got the Cubs and the Cardinals. You got Notre Dame and Wisconsin. You got the Bears. You got the Bears playing the Browns. Listen, this is gonna be outrageous what's going on. Wait a minute. Are they playing in Chicago? If they are, it could be outrageous up there. But the Bears fans, I'm sorry, the Bears, the fans have been wanting to see Mr. Fields for a long time. They haven't felt this hype since Devin Hester returned 4 kickoff returns in one game and 8 in a Madden game in the same damn day. That's how happy these Bears fans are. But Mr. Marketing Man himself, Baker Mayfield, may have a better understanding now after giving that game away to Kansas City. Just gave that game away. Don't let that punter on the field again, guys. Don't let him on the field again. Don't let him on the field again. Don't do it. All right. The Chargers and the Chiefs. I think this is a very interesting game. We already know what the Chiefs have. And I know everybody is saying this. Well, the Chiefs can't stop the run. Can you stop the Chiefs from scoring to put you in a position to utilize the run? Not many teams can do that. So you have to stop saying the Chiefs can't stop the run. You got to stop them from scoring. Now, if you get in a situation where you can take advantage of the run, do it. But until then, let's calm it down just a tad, because over there they have weapons and artillery. I still think the Chargers have not unleashed the full potential of their quarterback. Keep that in mind. That's going to be an interesting game to me. All right, the Bucks and the Rams. The only surprise thing out of this matchup is the way the Rams have been playing with the excitement. They're having fun again. We've seen this before, but it's called the greatest show on turf. When you see teams winning and having fun, you want in on it too. You at home laughing, you're calling people, you texting people, you're talking even more to the damn television because they're having fun. And that Bucks team is doing it so damn smooth. Come on now, come on. This one of those games. This is really is the class of the 2-0. Should be a good game. Will terrific Tom come out on top? Or will Matthew Stafford really prove and show everybody what he's needed a whole damn NFL career this whole time? An offensive line, ladies and gentlemen. That's all he's needed. It's that man again, A.A. Ron, Packers, and the 49ers. A lot of people looking at this game that A.A. Ron is going to try to show us and the 49ers that they made a big mistake. That he wanted to play for that team his whole NFL career. They made a choice of not picking him. So he's going to go out here and destroy them. That sounds good in the game of Madden when you're playing a kid who doesn't know how to hold a controller. But this is a real football team that can prepare for A.A. Ron. I think it's going to be a competitive game. We still saw some upside and downside. Now, you're talking about a team whose defense is really, really questionable. That's Green Bay to me. They score a lot of points as well as giving up a lot of points, and it comes down to a special teams game in field position. Do you really want to get Green Bay in a situation like that? No, not at all. But I got the 49ers playing this game really, really tough. But those are the games that I'm watching on the NFL docket this Sunday. All right, all right. What also a footnote on this Fist Pump Friday on the kids. LeVar Ball was like one of the not one of the first ones. It's always been one of those questions, the importance of college. Then we found out through documentaries and real life stories on what getting an athletic scholarship really means. They want you here to play ball. But that's what you only want me to do. Why am I going to class? Well, there's been some people really trying to fight that back and forth on these kids that just don't want to go to college. They just want to go play ball. So now you got different leagues trying to open up to give you that opportunity, but still giving you the educational skills and tools that you need. And the newest one out now is called OTE League. Yeah, Overtime Elite Basketball League. It's for kids 16 and up, for kids 16 years old and up. They earn six figures, 24 players, eight players on each team, but how to they're learning finance, money management, imaging skills. Uh, they learning how to be a professional at such a young age, but learning the skills that can, I guess, set them up in a financial world. If that makes any sense, they're still preparing them like the baseball academy that former Chicago White Sox manager just started. It's just a baseball school. They're teaching you the whole time to play baseball, but you're not taking the normal educational classes. But that just started. It's down in Atlanta. So you can follow that and check that out on the internet if you want to find out about that. And it's the Overtime Elite League. And it's for kids 16 years and up making six figures. So you think kids that making that much money don't need some money management classes? They definitely do. Because if I was 16, I made six figures, bad decisions all day. In my 2 week shock in the NFL, my two teams that shocked me the first 2 weeks of the league was the LA Rams and the Carolina Panthers. Those two teams shocked me the first 2 weeks of the league. Quarterback problems class, everybody in here. Quarterback problem class. We got the Texans on board, the Washington football team. We have the Miami Dolphins, the Indianapolis Colts, and we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. All those teams are on quarterback watch. I think it's something a little bit more deeper when everybody knows you need a quarterback and there's a quarterback out there that can help you, but nobody is really going after said quarterback. I wonder what's going on behind the scenes with this situation. This is a real conversations with his agent and other teams and feedback from him as well. You want to be put in the right situation. You just don't want to go anywhere, as we found out through other sports that athletes just don't want to go anywhere, which is understandable to me. You want to put yourself in the right situation. But if you're just tuning in, I want to thank you so much. Tell you the quick list of things we talked about. Give a little shout out to the kids and the parents. Really talk to each other, know what you're getting yourself into when it comes to a scholarship matter or when it comes to a training session. Be there with your kids. If you do not understand the verbiage in the paperwork that they want you to sign, don't sign it. It's okay to reach out and say, hey, I need somebody to explain this to me. Get on over here. We've learned through movies and televisions and books to get somebody to help you understand the verbiage. It's important, especially you recording artists out there that know every damn thing, because you don't. Because all of them keep getting ripped off each and every time, and people try to tell what to do. But most importantly, this is the best feedback ever. I know what I'm doing. Okay, there you have it, kids. Fist Pump Friday, Fired Up Friday, Fireball Friday, Fried Chicken Friday. Go get fired up, Cardinal fans. And most importantly, all my Cardinal fans up in Chicago, do not listen to the Cub thing. Just enjoy the ball game. We got this. Come home safely because next weekend we got some work to do. I to thank you to the title sponsor of the Weed Squad, Big Stu as well. And again, shout out to my girl Tammy Holland for getting the key to the damn city. We ain't got to break in no more, girl. You got the damn key. What up? Enjoy your Friday. This has been your boy Dre Montez. And in the words of my great grandpappy, if your back pockets are touching, it means you have no ass at all. Real talk. Peace.